the day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name.
Good day and welcome to Personality Profile here. Good day and welcome to Personality Profile here on Joy FM, on Joy Prime and Joy News. My name is Lexis Bill, and I look forward to these conversations. Yes, where we get to celebrate people who are doing Ghana proud. And I tell you what, today I've got one amazing guest that you'd want to know his journey. Yes, from the quiet corridors of his childhood to now the office of service, where he actually is serving Ghana in a very, very strategic capacity. Yes, today we get to walk in his journey. You get to learn his story, his inspirations, and of course, the agenda that he has for Ghana, and of course, the sports and recreation where he's actually headed. I'll tell you a bit about him now. So welcome to Personality Profile. You can tell a friend to tune in now, because it's going to be a very engaging conversation, a very interesting one, a very interesting conversation, one that you certainly don't want to miss any part of. So welcome along to Personality Profile. Like I said, this brother of ours on our set today in his office is a servant of Ghana. Yeah, long before the spotlight found him, he was shaping young minds in the classroom, standing in front of students at Adisadel College, of course, with the same steadiness and clarity that he carries today. Biology teacher, Papa. He's been a teacher, a communicator, a strategist, a mobilizer, and of course, a legislator now. A national leader trusted with some of Ghana's most important responsibilities. But beyond the titles and headlines, he's a man who still speaks with the calm confidence of someone who knows exactly where he's come from, and the humility of someone who hasn't forgotten the people who have helped him to get where he is. Well, at the national level, he's leading a strategic reform agenda to reposition sports as a catalyst for youth development, infrastructure-led growth, tourism, and national wellness. He's an established figure in the National Democratic Congress, where he has held several critical roles, including former national organizer, former spokesperson and director of communications for the president, the former president, Jerry John Rawlings, former deputy general secretary. And tonight, we explore the life behind this amazing public figure, the memories that have shaped him, the values that ground him, the battles that have toughened him, and of course, the dreams that will pull him forward as well. Member of Parliament for the Buem constituency in the OT region, and the Minister for Sports and Recreation. Honorable Kofi Adams is my guest. Honorable, good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're looking sharp today.
Well,
last I saw you were in a nice fugu. Today, looks like, Charlie, somebody picked out a very great suit for you, man.
well, let me say thanks to that person.
yes. We all say thanks to her. But how are you doing, sir?
Well, by the grace of God,
yeah.
I'm doing good. It's not been an easy thing.
Yeah.
Sitting where I sit, and knowing that you are being discussed every morning, afternoon, and evening.
yes.
You have to be extra careful.
Mm-hmm.
Many a challenge we faced, many a situation we faced, but not every sector gets the kind of attention the sports sector gets in our country and in many other countries. You don't have specialized program every morning for even a Greek.
Yes.
Specialized program every morning. Maybe stations will do something on economy, report a little on finance, but not very specialized program.
A daily routine.
Yeah, daily routine.
No. For yours, it's a daily routine.
It's a daily routine. Virtually every station.
Yes.
Have that. And now there are some stations 24/7 dedicated to just sports.
Yes, absolutely.
So you can imagine that you will be in the news
all the time,
for good and for bad. And that is why you must always make sure that the good is more.
Yeah.
And you provide very little bad.
Were you expecting this kind of attention for the ministry before you got in?
Well, one, I have known that sports have been discussed.
Okay.
Because, before this, I've been so present in the media.
Mm-hmm.
So you sometimes go for a program and you have to sit for some minutes for the sports people to finish their show before you even move into to even engage in yours.
Yeah.
And even during sometimes our main programs, which is not dedicated sports program, sometimes sports issues will come up for discussion.
Yeah.
So it tells you how important sports is. So I knew that surely there will be conversation around issues. And once you are on an agenda of resetting, communication and media engagement will be part.
Very key.
You will do certain things that the people may not be happy. So they will bring it up for discussion on the media platform. You would also do something that they will be happy and they will bring it up for discussion.
Yeah.
So I knew very, very well that, yes, there will be...
Is there something that surprised you, though? Even though you knew and had this foreknowledge, is there something that when you came into the ministry really surprised you? You're like, okay, I wasn't ready for this.
Not really.
Oh, yeah.
Again, because I have been in the system
Okay.
for a very long time.
Okay.
I've been a regional youth organizer. I've been a deputy national youth organizer. I have been deputy general secretary. I've been national organizer. I've been a campaign coordinator. And I've been spokesperson to someone that really create news in this country.
Yes, of course.
So in terms of relating with media on very tough issues, tough times.
Yeah.
So I've gone through so much.
Yeah.
And so it didn't really surprise me. But I will say that I'm new to sports at the level that I have been placed now.
Okay. Okay.
So I came into barely a new area, a new space.
Yeah.
And needed to understand it as quickly as possible.
I think I remember back in January thereabouts, you were interviewed about, where you were going to go or something of the sort. And you said, I think you mentioned 2 minutes that there are those places you don't want to go there. The finance and the other ones.
Well, I indicated that the Minister for Justice and Attorney General, you need to be a lawyer to be there.
Yes.
Then finance to a large extent, aside the leadership that you would offer, you need to have some finance and economic background to be able to be there.
Yeah.
Aside these 2 ministries,
anywhere
that I'm placed, I'm able to play a role and play it well. And interestingly, I was brought to sports. And I can say, thanks to God, thanks to the support that I've enjoyed from His Excellency, the President, and the guidance always, and the Vice President and colleague ministers and the staff, we've been able to reach this far.
Look, you've been one of the busiest ministers. I mean, if we're judging from even just the public engagement and all, but even on the ground with the work that's ahead. I mean, Ghana has been working on qualification. Finally, we've been able to qualify for the biggest football mundial, the World Cup next year, which only means that you are going to get busier from now till next year.
That's true.
How's that shaping up for you? Is it exciting? Is it overwhelming?
It's mixed.
Okay.
There's the excitement bit, and then there is also some kind of awareness of, oh, I wish I could do A, B, C, D in addition, which I cannot do. I know a lot of Ghanaians came out in their numbers and supported because they really yearn to be at the Mondial that will be co-hosted by America, Canada, and Mexico. But the truth is that government, if even is able to support some persons to go, cannot support enough. And I also understand that there are some of our compatriots who cannot on their own be able to make it to that journey. How I wish we have enough to be able to maybe pick a farmer here, pick a carpenter somewhere, pick someone even on the street selling water. I watched a video of a woman, I think in Kejetia, who runs commentary. Like not real football commentary, but she's just running it as if she's running a commentary.
Okay.
And I wish for such a person,
Yeah.
I could just pick her and say, I'm sponsoring you for the World Cup.
Oh, that would be amazing.
The resources is not available. I pray, though, that the corporate Ghana comes on board.
Okay.
And to be able to give us some support so we are able to identify some of these persons, some ordinary supporters who have done one thing or the other that can easily be picked and say that we are sponsoring you to also partake.
I'm hoping that comes to pass.
They getting to know that I cannot do many of this sometimes disturbs me.
Okay.
I wish we have the resources to be able to do. But I also know that qualifying was good, and I'm happy. Now we have qualified. I know Ghanaians don't expect us just to go and participate and come back. They want us, after the first round, to still be in. After the second round, to still be in. After the third round, to still be in. After the fourth round, the semi-finals, to still be in.
Oh boy.
So we have some work to do.
What are your realistic targets for the World Cup?
Well,
as minister,
my target is that even though we do not have a team as strong as we had in 2010, our performance should be better than what we did in 2010 in South Africa. Meaning, I want us to get beyond the quarterfinals stage.
So should we say semi-finals? That's your target? Would that be success for you from the ministry's perspective?
That would be a success for me.
Would it be unrealistic to say Ghana can win the World Cup?
It will not be. It will not be unrealistic at all. We've just been engaged in some friendlies. We came against Japan and lost 2-0, and came against South Korea and lost 1-0. But if you look at the play against South Korea, I would say there was a lot of improvement.
Right.
Especially when the team did not have the presence of some of its stars.
Absolutely.
And the other side assembled virtually everybody available.
The Galacticos, eh?
Exactly. So I would say that the technical team is having opportunity to be able to get to know and get to see other legs that they will assess, so that ultimately, before we report in June, we will say that we really have a good team that can rub shoulders with all the big
teams in the world,
great stars and the big teams that will be assembling.
We'll get to know you a bit more, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know the journey of Kofi Adams. But before then, I mean, let's just touch on a very important part of your work here at the ministry. The ministry was repurposed with the name Sport and Recreation. I don't know what briefing you got when the recreation aspect was introduced into the ministry.
So there was a clear indication and briefing even before this announcement was made. His Excellency, the President, then our candidate, has confronted the reality of health challenge. And you remember one of the key things that he spoke to, that the manifesto indicated, was for primary health care to be made free and available. And in doing so also, we spoke to some very challenging non-communicable diseases that is rising. So in response to that, he indicated clearly we will establish a special unit that will take care of those who have found themselves in that situation, that sometimes they need some special care and which they cannot afford. So we have established what we popularly refer to as Mahama Cares unit.
Right.
So the recreation was also to be the champion of prevention of those situations. Because an active lifestyle, we are told, fundamentally reduces the risk of you getting into a stage of having a disease that is described basically as what? Non-communicable, like diabetes, that sometimes will lead to strokes and all the kind of things that people suffer, or some organ-related challenges. So once you are active, you tend to reduce the chances of suffering any of these non-communicable cases.
Right.
So the idea of recreation being added to sports is to let people know that you don't become active only when you want to engage in elite sport, competitive sport. You can be active even as maybe a business person who sells at Makola Market.
Right.
Create room, create time to be active, create time to recreate, create time to engage in some active lifestyle, not because you are playing for the elite situation of it. You don't need to play football because you want to be a professional. You can just play it because it gives you opportunity to chase after a ball, and doing so, you are burning some calories.
And exercising.
You are exercising.
Yes, yes.
So you don't need to play ball because you want to be a professional.
Yes.
You don't need to be on the tracks to run because you want to be a great athlete like Saminu and Co. No, that is not the reason. But just because you want to exercise, you want to burn some calories. You don't enter the gym because you want to engage in professional weightlifting or engage in
arm wrestling. I
arm
saw some medals here.
So you don't do that, but you do it also for purposes of recreation.
Right.
So the agenda of His Excellency was for us to bring this closer to the people.
Awesome. To
create that level of awareness, which I know some of you have been doing for a very long time now.
Yes, absolutely.
You have been organizing a walk with Lexis Bill and then all the other persons being involved. I know your colleague Bola and his team have also been doing something around that. So many of you have been doing this.
Yes.
But His Excellency the President wants us to formalize it as a country. And so that's why we have the recreation. And of course, for sports, he made it very clear. To me, privately. And he made it clear again when he addressed the nation through Parliament that the number one thing to do is to be transparent with finances.
Okay.
If you want to engender trust. Because sports is built on trust. That's the fundamental thing. So when the people trust you and trust the sport and trust the administrators, they will come on board.
Right.
So make sure you are as transparent as legally allowed.
Okay. Look, I'm personally excited about this mandate that you've been given. Like you rightly said, I've been promoting wellness for the past, 10, 15 years and launched the work with Lexis that we talked about. A few months ago, I made a call at the African Union Development Agency to make recreation a part of the public health infrastructure. And I think that Ghana is on course to doing that. So I'd like to say I'm very happy about this development, and we are also willing to support the mission for you and the president to also achieve all your objectives that you've set. With that said, let me officially invite you to work with Lexis. We are having one this December. Work with Lexis on the 6th of December. Of course, we normally walk from Ayimensa to Peduase up the mountain, have aerobics, play fun games, bring the community together, and as you rightly said, move to avoid some of these cardiovascular diseases that we are trying to prevent. So that's on the calendar, and we hope the ministry would also come on board and come and join us so that we can actually push this agenda.
So what the ministry is to do is to support private initiatives as you are doing. And so surely we will come on board.
Absolutely.
We'll look at our calendar and to make sure that we are very fully represented.
Awesome.
We've had our Chief of Staff of His Excellency, the President, Honorable Julius Debra, who has been very active and participated in a number of these activities. Just to demonstrate that being active is key. Find time, no matter how busy you are. Because who will be the busiest officer of the president is the chief of
The
staff.
chief of staff, yes.
So if the chief of staff finds time
yeah.
to be active, to partake in all these things, ask yourself, why wouldn't you, the minister,
Yeah.
wouldn't you, maybe a director general, a chief executive somewhere, an employee of a ministry, of an agency, what have you, not find time to also engage in such acts? Because resting in an active mind would only be a high performance.
Right.
And so we will necessarily associate with this.
We are
And
grateful.
One
We're
other
grateful.
thing
Yes.
that doing this will bring is also raising tourism. Have we truly positioned the Ayi Mensa to Peduase Lake as a go-to area that in the whole of maybe West Africa or Africa, if you want the place to walk and gain so much
With scenic views.
with scenic view,
With
it
the
is-
mountain
it is
in the
Ayi Mensa
backdrop,
to-
you are able to see the whole of Accra,
whole of Accra.
the plain.
So we
Oh,
really
boy.
haven't
Yeah.
also promoted the tourism value
Yes.
of this. We go there, we do the work all right. but
Yeah.
We must position it as the #1 place in West Africa or Africa.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look, I'm excited about this angle as well, and we can work to make it happen as well. So thank you so much, and we're excited about this. Now let's get to meet you. Let's take you to OT region, where the humble gentleman started off, or whether he was a vagabond, we don't know. But where were you born, and how was your upbringing?
I was born in a very little but proud village called Tetema.
Tetema.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I grew up there, did my basic education and everything there. And Tetema really used to be known for its great people and loving people. The missionaries who came around settled in that area because we really have good scenic views.
Okay.
Mountains and East Valley, associated valleys with forests that is so relieving and relaxing. So many a times, some of these reverend sisters and reverend fathers who were posted to other area when they were not going on holidays out of Ghana will come to the Buem area to holiday.
Okay.
So in my village, we built a facility that unfortunately today is gone. It's deteriorated completely, called the Sisters Quarters. Because it was a quarters where the Reverend Sisters used to live, and they were coming in their numbers.
Okay.
So we were very popular for producing Reverend Sisters and Reverend Fathers.
Oh.
Yeah. That little village has produced a lot of priests and a lot of Reverend Sisters. Even till date, we still have quite a good number.
How did you miss that calling?
Oh,
Reverend Father Adams.
It was that was never part of.
It was never part of it.
It was never part of the dream. So we grew up in a very challenging situation. Of course, those days, school used to be morning and afternoon.
Right.
So you go in the morning, you close, you come home, and then go back for the afternoon session.
Okay.
But I was lucky. Our madam was very close to the family. So together, we didn't have to walk back home after the morning session. So we stayed in the school there, we were taken care of, and we had opportunity to either play or to be doing some reading.
Yeah.
All the way till I finished and left for secondary school.
I see.
So when I took the entrance exam for secondary school, I was first admitted to a school within the district, the Okajakrom Sectec. Well, I got in there. Well, I thought the environment was not challenging for me enough.
Really?
So yeah, I did engage the assistant headmaster of Bishop Hema College through another teacher of mine.
You did
Who
that
had taught
personally?
me, who had taught me in my earlier days in the junior level. So we went and he saw my performance for the entrance and said, oh, wow, this is a great performance. And that if it's so true that this is my performance that I copied with pen, then he will offer me the admission to immediately be transferred to Bishop Herman. But I should go and put this on paper for it to get to be endorsed by a head of institution that the results that I copied with the pen was truly what it is that I got. So we did so. We got the headmaster to stamp it and everything was okay. We brought it to him and I was offered the admission. So by second term, I'd moved to Bishop Herman. Interestingly, where I thought there was not much competition, we were ahead of Bishop Herman in terms of covering the syllabus.
Oh, wow.
So by the time I got to Bishop Herman in the second term, they were now doing
things that you had done
earlier. That we had done earlier.
Oh, wow.
Things that we had done earlier. So it gave me some advantage. Integration was not difficult for me at all. Right. Because now I was ahead of the class.
I'm sure you were like, who is this?
Who is this? Who is this? So I remember one of our teachers gave me a nickname, Gigantic. Okay. Not because I was a giant, no, because I wasn't one of the giant guys in the class. There were others who were much taller and bigger than me. But because of the way I was responding to his teaching, answering questions, contributing in class, and so on and so forth. So he nicknamed me Gigantic.
Gigantic.
Normally, when you move from a lower school to a higher school, usually you face challenges. It takes you quite some time to adjust. But fortunately for me, because we were ahead, the adjustment was very, very easy. So a lot of my other colleagues would rather come to me to share with them, to explain a few things to them. So we went through Bishop Herman, and thank God we did well there also, and to University of Ghana, where I studied the sciences also. Absolutely. And left there and continued.
So what was young Kofi Adams like? Was he adventurous? Was he quiet? Was he curious? What was he? Was he a rebel sort of?
This is quite a difficult question to answer because it's mixed.
Okay.
I am quiet. At the same time, if I decide to check on something, I will go on an adventure. So I'm a very quiet type, but if I want to do something, even what is considered as deadly, I will still do it because I want to see the end of it.
I see.
And so I was a mix of, you will not get me, I'm not the loud type. Yeah, you will not, if I'm not doing something, you will not feel my presence. I can sit there quietly and things will happen and go without. But if I want to do something also, I do it. I follow through it to the end. So I had a mix of these two. Did I say I was stubborn? Well,
feel free to admit. We listen, we don't judge.
As for the little boys things, and then the privilege of being the last born sometimes goes into your head, and then you try to play around. But one interesting thing to before even I forget was that my elder brothers were my friends, and so I was following my elder brother and his friends even more, and they also loved me. So they always carried me with them anywhere they were going. And those times they were in college. And like we were young ones growing up and having the opportunity to move with college students was a privilege in the village. So anytime they were on holidays, we yearned and enjoyed their company. So till date, my elder brother's friends and mates have also become my friends.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So most of my friends from the community are far older than me.
Wow.
So that was one advantage that, and they loved my presence. They would sometimes carry you on their shoulder to be able to move faster, and it helped me
Yeah.
in learning quickly and getting to know a few, and challenged me to just be like them, because quite a number of them were then in St. Mary's. And so because of their numbers, anytime they vacated, the school track, the arrow glass, will bring them home. And you enjoy the scene of seeing these students the trooping out of the arrow glass because they have vacated and they are home. The bus have brought them. Oh, it was a good, yeah.
So what profession did you want to be as a young person? Because I know that eventually you became a teacher, a biology teacher at Adisadel College. Was that part of the plan?
Well, it was not the first, neither was it even the second, but it was the third consideration for me.
What was the first?
The first was to have gone to the army. That was what I really wanted to do, but the old man discouraged me. He didn't want me to be a soldier. So,
why? What was his reason?
Well, I don't know. You know, those times were not in like this system of constitutional democratic dispensation.
Okay,
Where so he thought that part of me, of sometimes doing adventurous thing, if I go and get into the military, it may go into my head and I will go and do something one day.
Right.
Something else will happen. So,
but what attracted you to the military?
I think the discipline. I just loved the way they looked and dressed, and I thought that they were a disciplined group.
Oh, okay.
And the kind of discipline. You see, those times, we used to lack a lot of essential commodities. And anytime they brought like kerosene to sell or food products to sell, the way and manner people behaved, and they would disorganize themselves. But when the military steps in, you will see order. We used to have one group, they were more like militias put together. And they dressed them in the same green, just like military. Even they commanded a lot of what? Respect and honor within community. And I really wanted to be one of those, but I mixed that.
You missed that.
Then I wanted to be a doctor then. If I didn't get the chance to go to the military and serve in the manner that, then let me be a doctor. And possibly I was going to the hospital sometimes with my mother. And I felt the pain in seeing sick persons, and especially maybe when my mom is not well, I felt the pain. So growing up also, I thought that, well, I pray I will become a doctor so I can solve the pain of all these persons that I was seeing as a young person. So that was also in my mind and in my thinking.
That's why you took biology seriously like
that.
that.
I took science seriously together. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity also to go to the medical school. So I stayed on and did the sciences. And when I finished national service, we were posted to Parliament to go and do, but I really didn't like the idea to do service in Parliament. So I requested for a reposting, and I was reposted to Buem Eskuma Secondary School to do my national service there and as a teacher. And then taught there, stay on there for some time. Then later moved to Besiase Sectec, taught there also for some time. Came back to Buem Eskuma Secondary School, taught there again. I was the Science Resource Center coordinator also in addition to teaching. Then the opportunity came and I left for Adisadel College, where I taught for a number of years before being called to other duties.
Okay, let's stay on the teaching journey because now you've done 3 schools already. And that's probably for quite a lengthy period, right? Probably more than 5 years.
Yeah, more than 5 years.
Yeah, more than 5 years. What did that period teach you?
Well, it taught me so many things. One, that they are very, very knowledgeable, brilliant, but needy ones that, given some attention, they can do so well and help this country. not being supported at their right age, they can also go off. Because as a teacher, you come directly to such persons. And I also knew that if you were a teacher and you are disciplining yourself, you are also able to discipline the people that you are supposed to be leading or be teaching.
Right.
Especially in Adisadel College, we had quite tough boys, difficult guys to deal with. But many of them will tell you that I was also tough on them. I was really, really tough on them, and I was
one of those
successful.
terror teachers that they feared.
Well, I use both the carrot and stick. So you love me, you would hate me sometimes, but you would love me again. And they tried many times to give me all kinds of names. You know, those days in secondary school, when you give teachers names, the intention is for them not to be happy.
Yes.
So they will be chasing after you or the rest. But in my case, it was the opposite.
Oh, yeah?
Every name they gave me, I welcomed it. So because of that, I had a lot of names. But they give this one, and then they think that you will be angry, and then I'm not hungry, I'm accepting it. Then they change, and then try another one. Look, some were calling me Batman.
Batman. Oh my
Batman
God.
was so some till date still call me, refer me to that.
Okay.
It went on and on and on. They saw that the man was really
he was enjoying the Batman.
enjoying the Batman. It was becoming popular. It's not having the effect that it's supposed to have. Then, you know, as a teacher also, there are times you introduce some terms in a class that either the student, especially the non-science class, when you happen to be teaching a non-science class, science, the integrated science, and you introduce some terms that are alien to them, they feel it becomes a name. So there are some who will even call you Anthony. There are some who will call you Zygote. There are some who they had all kinds of names. Then
you got names.
A lot of names. A lot of names. But I accepted all these, and we carried on. But today, the interesting thing is that you meet them today, and they are happy for what you did then. Because they realized it was what saved them. Some of them were just on the brink of going off. So your insistence that they can do it, they can make it, and that their parents brought them there to be able to make it, kept them on, and they have reached where they have reached today. So happy you go to South Africa, you meet a number of them, they're doing so well. You go to Europe and you meet them. You go to Americas and you meet them. In Ghana here, there are many of them. Some are medical doctors, what I wanted to, and then I didn't get the chance to be. Some are military officers. You meet them where I wanted to go and my dad didn't want me to go. Some are teachers, some are IT experts, some are into sports. And it's good. I'm happy.
I'm sure some of your students are even listening to us, and some are watching us as well as we speak. If you are, send us a message. Tell us about it. Which of the names did you call him when I was Zygote or Batman? But so, I mean, you were having a very great career as a teacher. At what point did politics set in?
Well, I've always done politics along, from even the secondary school days through to the university. Once I was in the university, I was involved. By the way, I was a foundation member of the Tertiary Educational Institution Network of the National Democratic Congress.
Oh, right.
Together with late Akakpovi Sly. He became our regional secretary for Ashanti region. He's late now. Mr. Kofi Adams, he's still around. He became our regional organizer for Central region and also the MC for Donkwa, Upper Dinchra East, the MC there. Now I think he's gone on retirement also. So Frances Essien, who left the party later to join the MPP, was also a foundation member of the TEIN, lawyer Inus Afuseni, and all those persons. So this one other colleague of ours, he was Bismarck Agbemenule. He was Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer at a point. So these were persons that late Honorable E.T. Mensah put together, and then Professor Bani, former Chief of Staff's brother, Professor Bani and co, were all part of the group that put together the thing. So we held our first meeting at Winneba, and it continued on and on. So I was one of the executives in the university. When I left, I became a branch chairman of the party. Okay. So I served, even whilst I was teaching, I was branch chairman, I was constituency youth organizer, became constituency secretary for Esikuma Odobim Brakwa, then regional youth organizer for Central Region for 2 terms. So even whilst I was teaching, I was still, because you are allowed, you are permitted as a teacher to get involved in politics. Once it didn't conflict with your work, it didn't conflict with your time. So I became even a deputy national youth organizer whilst I was still in teaching service. Then I realized that it was going to be difficult combining that role now with my work. Okay. Because once I've become deputy, I needed to travel around the country. Right. And I wouldn't have the time to focus on that was where I put in my resignation as a teacher, just to focus on youth work. Around that same time, His Excellency President Jerry John Rawlings then also called on me to join his office as spokesperson and director of public affairs. Okay. So I combined those roles till I became deputy general secretary also, and went on and on and on to add all the others and national organizations. So politics have really been part of me. Yeah. What I never really thought of doing was going to parliament. That one wasn't part of my
wasn't part of the plan.
No, it wasn't part of the
In
plan.
fact, you rejected the first posting there.
Going to parliament wasn't really part of my plan.
So what then changed?
So what changed was based on the calling from the young people and then the chiefs in my area. And I realized that, you see, in politics, when you are called and you refuse to respond, it may also go against you tomorrow. Oh, okay. Whether you desire to go there or you desire to make a recommendation, it's so easy that they can easily even accuse you of neglecting or rejecting their request or their appeal. So I weighed all those options and said, well, let me go for it. And I've gone for it. And
now you're in your second term.
Yeah, I'm in my second term as member of parliament. And it's good. We are doing our best to also add to the image of the constituency and to bring it to limelight and create a platform for people to hear more about the constituency. In doing so, also, we try to resolve some of the development challenges that confront the constituency. It's not easy being an MP in a rural constituency. It's really very challenging. One, because first, media presence is very low. So things that happen there that should be newsworthy, that is newsworthy, is not even reported on. Right. So it becomes very difficult to bring their issues to the attention of central government. So that can only happen through you, the elected representative, or the other appointees that are in there. But it is also very challenging. How many platforms will you also get a loan to do it? So representing a rural constituency is really, really, really difficult.
Well, don't worry. Now you have some of us. We would actually broadcast anything that you want.
Thank you so much. I think that calls
to help your constituency. One of these days, we might want to join you, go visit the constituency.
That would be good.
Let's see
the
things there, probably the challenges and some of the development things that you're doing there as well. Yeah. We can discuss that. Absolutely. Look, you've had an amazing journey, and it's very interesting learning where you've been and all the things that you've done. Now, if you look back, what's your proudest achievement?
Oh, wow. Well, it's for me staying true to self. Staying true to myself is what I consider my proudest achievement. And because I got the opportunity to learn from the best, and at the time, these best were also willing to share. Look, people worked with President Rawlings for a very long time. Some thought they were with him in the kitchen where he took decisions. I mean, kitchen cabinet where he would take decisions and the rest. But they never got the reason behind some of his actions and decisions. Me, this young one who had the opportunity with him, at the time, he wanted to share. He shared a lot. Took me through how he took decisions. Decisions that maybe given the opportunity, he will take it in a different way. So in such a short time, I learned so much. So it has helped me, and it has kept me to stay true to myself. And for me, that is not the things that I have done, maybe the certificates you have gotten, or the elections you have won, or maybe the infrastructure you have helped build, sometimes even the development you have brought to other persons. For me, the biggest achievement is staying true to myself and serving as a good example to many who are coming up.
What would you say is your greatest strength?
My strength, trait, or strength?
Strength.
How? Well, again, I will repeat that my strength is that whilst I am not satisfied with little achievements, I am personally satisfied with what it is that I have.
Okay.
So if you give me a role to play, I don't look out for personal benefit beyond what is normally and readily available. So I will not get myself into all kinds of troubles. And again, I don't judge people based on the information, another person's judgment.
Okay.
I want to learn you myself.
Right.
And one thing President Rawlings taught us clearly was that never carry anybody's enemies, including his. And so even as I was working with him and for him when he was alive, there are some people he didn't like, but I have to befriend them. Because sometimes he may need some critical information that can only be provided by those persons. And he will need it from me. How do I get it? I have to get it. So sometimes I needed to relate with those persons. And long before such things happen, he had already given you that advice.
Okay.
So he wouldn't see it. And I like to have strong people around me, good people. I don't fear having good people around me. Because for me, when you have weak people around you, you become weaker. But when you have people, even who are stronger than you, better than you, around you, you work together and achieve so much.
Iron sharpness iron.
Exactly.
What would you admit is your most human weakness?
I don't know whether I should describe it as a weakness, but because it's also a strength. I trust maybe easily.
Okay.
But I have a reason for doing so. Because I asked myself that President Rawlings gave me the chance. If President Rawlings had wanted me to prove myself beyond a certain level before he will accept me, he may not have taken me on. But he trusted his judgment and trusted me. And I did to prove to him that I could perform.
Right.
So in dealing with people, I also give them that trust and leave you to diminish it to a level that it is you yourself who run away. Okay. But if you keep it up there, we stay together and work.
Good stuff. Interesting stuff. I mean, it's very interesting getting to know you. But let's talk about, before we wrap up, let's get to talk about the World Cup. I think earlier you mentioned how you wouldn't recommend that government sponsors supporters to the World Cup and all. Of course, there's a lot of cost. So what's your plan to ensure that the Black Stars have sufficient support backing them, for example, at the tournament?
So clearly from the government side, if you read the finance minister's budget statement he read on behalf of the president, some financial allocations have been made to make sure that our journey to the World Cup is smooth financially. But we are also working to make sure we rally support. There are a lot of Ghanaians who are in America, in Canada, and even in Mexico that we can mobilize for them to turn out to support us. Luckily, our rivals, who are also our friends, because whether they like it or not, when they leave Niger, they can't stay in Benin, they can't stay in Togo. It is Ghana they come to. They can only watch on TV instead of staying in Nigeria and watching on TV. They should fly to and come and support us and come and support the Black Stars because when we win for them.
Yes,
we win for them. So we're rallying every support everywhere to make sure that we get the numbers, and we are calling on corporate Ghana, both private and public, to also support so we can take a few more persons there. I said government should not invest because, look, we still have a lot of sports infrastructure to build. And for me, anytime I sit here and I go round the district and I view the districts from even a distance, I see a lot of talent that needs space, that needs fields to play on. And some of those monies we have to invest in that area.
And since you're talking about that, I know that the previous government started the construction of about 10 youth resource centers across across 10 regions. But I've not heard you say anything
so the
about
youth
those.
resource centers were being done with using the National Youth Authority funding that they have from the District Assembly Common Fund, a 3% of the common fund which is given to them. That is the funding source. Because now National Youth Authority sits under the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment. We no longer control the construction, the fund for that construction. So it is only when it's completed, because it's a sporting facility, then it will be handed over to us for its management.
Okay, cool. As we wrap up, Honorable, what legacy would you want to leave? What would you want to be remembered for?
Well, I want to be remembered from this ministry if it's in relation to where I head now as the sector minister.
And that's end life.
Well, for life, I want to be remembered as that person who was simple, straight to point, and did what was right. Whether it makes people happy now or it will make them happy tomorrow. I'll use my students that I taught as example. They were not happy sometimes when I took those actions that I took. But today when I meet them, they are very happy. Some I don't even meet, but they tell others. So for me, that is what I want to be remembered for, that long after I'm gone, long after the whole scene is over, people will come back and say, yes, he insisted, he took this decision, we disagree with him then, but today we've seen that it has helped us. I don't just want to be part of popular decisions only. I want to make decisions that will bring change. When His Excellency President Mahama says he's resetting, this is what he means. Not to just take popular political decisions, but take decisions that will reposition Ghana for the benefit of even those who will not be happy at the time he's taking those decisions. That is what reset is about.
Honorable Kofi Adams, thank you.
Thank you.
It's been great spending time with you and getting to know you, and this has been totally amazing. God bless you so much. And
God bless you.
All that you do in your journey. And like we said, we're also always ready to support you in everything that you do.
I really appreciate the opportunity that you have given us. Your platform is a great platform, and to find time to come and have this engagement with me so that my little voice could also be heard far is a great thing. So we appreciate this. And thank you so much.
Well, Minister for Sports and Recreation here in Ghana, Honorable Kofi Adams, you've learned his journey. And believe me, it's a very beautiful journey. Thank you so much for staying with us. My name is Lexis Bill. On behalf of my production crew, we're grateful that you stayed tuned in. Next week, we are back with another fantastic edition of Personality Profile. Bye-bye. Good day and welcome to Personality Profile here on Joy FM, on Joy Prime and Joy News. My name is Lexis Bill. And I look forward to these conversations, yes, where we get to celebrate people who are doing Ghana proud. And I tell you what, today I've got one amazing guest that you'd want to know his journey. Yes, from the quiet corridors of his childhood to now the office of service, where he actually is serving Ghana in a very, very strategic capacity. Yes, today we get to walk in his journey. You get to learn his story, his inspirations, and of course, the agenda that he has for Ghana, and of course, the sports and recreation